Welcome to aminacademy.com. In psychology of mind and behavior, let us discuss about nervous system. The brain and behavior are core topics in the study of psychology. After all, it is the brain and behavior that influence how we think, feel, and respond in every aspect of our lives. They are also central to our mental health, well being, and functioning. Every year, millions of people are affected by disorders of the brain and nervous system, including Alzheimer's disease, Parkinson's disease, stroke, and traumatic brain injuries. These illness and injuries highlights the importance of the biological basis of our behavior. Exploring some of the basics of biological psychology means looking into the biological process that play a role in how we think, feel, react, and behave. Understanding how the brain influences behavior is important in psychology. Different regions of the brain are associated with different aspects of mental functioning. The brain's neurons and the neurotransmitters that transmit information can also influence mental health. Understanding how these aspects of brain work can help researchers learn more about how they contribute to problems including anxiety, depression, substance use, and other mental health conditions. The area of psychology that seeks to understand how the brain affects behavior is known as biopsychology. Although you may also hear this subject referred to as psychobiology or behavioral neuroscience. The neuron. Neurons are the basic building blocks of life. These highly specialized cells are responsible for receiving and transmitting information from one part of the body to another. Anatomy of neuron. Neurons are made up of the cell body and axon and dendrites. The axon is the part of the cell that transmits electrical signals down the length of the cell so that they can be transmitted to the next nerve cell. This is how signals are communicated to and from the brain. Neuron functions. Neurons can also serve different functions. Some are sensory neurons that carry information we sense through touch, taste, sight, smell, and hearing to the brain. Other neurons are motor neurons, which transmit information from the brain to the muscles and glands of the body. These neurons allow us to move and respond to the world around us. Interneurons are a special type of neuron that communicates between the sensory and motor neurons. Neurons can communicate using electrical signals or chemical messages. Electrical signals travel down the axon and trigger the release of chemicals that cross the synaptic gap to carry the signal to other neurons. Now let us discuss further about nervous system. The biological basis of a behavior and experience is fundamentally linked to the nervous system, which act as the body's control center, transmitting information and coordinating responses. This system comprising the central nervous system, brain and spinal cord, and the peripheral nervous system enables us to perceive the world, learn, remember, move, and communicate. It's through the intricate interplay of neurons, neurotransmitters, and brain structures that our thoughts, emotions, and action arise. Components and processes in that we'll talk about neurons. The fundamental units of the nervous system, neurons transmit information through electrical and chemical signals. These are neurons. Neurons, the fundamental units of the nervous system, are specialized cells that transmit information through electrical and chemical signals, playing a crucial role in the biological basis of behavior and experiences. They receive stimuli, conduct signals, and transmit them to other neurons or target cells, ultimately influencing our perceptions, actions, and cognitive processes. Neurotransmitters, chemical messengers that facilitate communications between neurons and synapses, influencing various brain functions and behaviors. Look at this. Look at this figure. This is receptors, synapse, and neurotransmitter and vesicles. Neurotransmitters are crucial for the biological basis of behavior and experiences. They are chemical messengers that transmit signals between neurons, influencing various aspects of our thoughts, feelings, and actions. These molecules play a significant role in everything from mood and motivation to mental health disorders. Central nervous system, CNS. The brain and spinal cord, the CNS, that is a central nervous system, integrates sensory information, generates motor commands, and controls higher level cognitive functions. This is a central nervous system. The central nervous system, CNS, consists of the brain and spinal cord, is fundamental to understand the biological basis of the behavior and experiences. It acts as the body's control center, processing sensory information, coordinating responses, and enabling higher level cognitive functions like thinking and emotions. The CNS works in conjunction with the peripheral nervous system to orchestrate our actions, thoughts, and feelings. Peripheral nervous system, that is PNS, nervous nerves that extend throughout the body, connecting the CNS to the rest of the body, allowing for sensory input and motor output. The peripheral nervous system, PNS, is a network of nerves that connects the central nervous system, that is the brain and spinal cord, to the rest of the body, enabling communications and coordination of bodily functions and behaviors. It comprises the somatic nervous system, which controls voluntary muscle movements, and the autonomic nervous system, which regulates involuntary functions like heart rate and digestion. Brain structure. Different region of the brain like the forebrain, midbrain, and hindbrain are specialized for specific functions including movement, emotion, memory, and sensory process. Human brain anatomy, look at this. These are the parts of the brain. The biological basis of behavior and experience encompasses the study of how brain structures and other biological systems influence our thoughts, feelings, and actions. Key areas of focus include the nervous system, the brain, and the endocrine system. Receptors and effectors. Receptors, sense organs, detect stimuli, while effectors, muscles and glands, respond to stimuli, working in conjunction with the nervous system to produce behavior. The biological basis of a behavior and experience involves a complex interplay between receptors, effectors, and the nervous system. Receptors detect stimuli, effectors responds to stimuli, and the nervous system act as a connector and integrator. This system works together to produce both simple and complex behaviors. What are receptors? These are specialized structure, often sensory organs, that detect changes in the environment, both internal and external. Examples include the eyes, ears, skin, and internal sensors that monitor blood pressures or hormone levels. Receptors convert these stimuli into electrical signals that can be transmitted through the nervous system. Effects of these effectors, these are muscles and glands that carry out the body's response to stimuli. Muscles contract or relax to produce movement, while glands secrete hormones or other substances. These actions are directed by signals from the nervous system, allow the body to react to its environment. How it works? Sensory input. Sensory receptors detect stimuli from the environment or within the body, sending signals to the CNS. Signal transmission. Neurons transmit these signals through the PNS to the CNS, where they are processed and integrated. Brain processing. The CNS interprets the signals and generates appropriate responses. Motor output. The CNS sends signals to effectors, that is, muscles and glands, leading to actions or psychological changes. In a sense, the nervous system acts as a complex network of communication pathways, enabling us to interact with the and adapt to our environment, experience the world, and express ourselves through behavior. So far, we discussed about psychology of mind and behavior. In that, we'll discuss some detail about nervous system. We have that. Please subscribe our YouTube channel.